Why is it that it often feels impossible to enjoy the things we want? In my experience, we often start full of naivety, stumbling our first steps in an ignorant bliss. Later on, when we start to realize the full scope of our enterprise, that we feel terrified by the mountains we pressured ourselves climbing onto, the seas we strive to sail upon, and yet barely escape the home port. Writer, I once learned the impossibly important lesson: enjoy the process, which really means stop measuring yourself solely by the goals reached, the pages written, the books sold, and the people impressed. But let's be real for a moment. It's one thing to intellectualize the necessity for self-fulfillment through self-acceptance and the letting go of the constant need for outer confirmation. Even before social media, we were social creatures, and we need action and feedback to realize ourselves. Being and accepting ourselves can't and will never mean cutting all ties, say fuck you, and move on from valuing external confirmation once and for all. But I want to be a bit more honest, brutally so, for the sake of what I'm trying to communicate. Most of the pressure is not external, but really our internal voice translating and often hallucinating what it perceives as our external radiation to our environment. The critics we hear loudest are the ones we think must exist. Not necessarily they have a real life counterpart. Also, they know our fears and weak points because really they are us. They are our doubts and regrets. But why is that? And what can we do about it? Instead of a direct answer, please indulge me for a second, would you? I'm sure you must have a friend or two, maybe a family member who once had a goal, maybe even a dream. It was formative in their youth or when they grew older and they developed a real yearning for it. They loved to talk about it as if it was an adventure, and they didn't seem to mind all the hurdles on the way, even if they were aware of them. But along the way, they kind of lost the spark, didn't they? They might attribute real life getting in the way, or being just not talented enough. Maybe they even sound a bit disillusioned talking about it now. Actually, forget about them for a second. You were probably thinking about a lost fire in yourself now, anyways, weren't you? I don't think life can really extinguish dreams. Not reaching your goals has nothing to do with it. Your abilities have nothing to do with it. Dreams don't need those, since they aren't buildings out of bricks. All you need is imagination and a bit of passion. And reaching said dream, fulfilling it, is not the correct way of measuring it for the same reason. For the real reason your dreams die is pressure put upon yourself by your best friend and your worst enemy, you. Pressure is your expectations racing against your time on this earth. When you are young, you have no concept of time, just a vague understanding of it passing and eventually ending up in an uncertain future. But as you grow older, you begin to grasp the meaning of its finite nature and your irreversible eventual demise. In a world where we mostly got rid of the biological imperative as our main reason of being, as in justifying our existence through breeding, most of us feel the need for a replacement of meaning. A book that will be read in 100 years, a legacy of some kind, or at least the undying love of everyone around us to be extra sure they would sing our tale when we are long dead and rotting in some coffin 6 feet under. I am not here to tell you it is all for nothing or just a sign of your vanity. Instead, I want to plead for a way of dealing with our inner voices in a way that doesn't kill our dreams and leaves us behind in a barren, hopeless drought. Fuck time, fuck the pressure, fuck the voices, at least until you manage to befriend them or maybe manage some kind of truce. The only thing in the way of wasting at least a healthy portion of your week with unfulfillable dreams is the darn pressure you cannot let go of right now. But the great message really is you once could, and there's no reason you can't relearn to do again. Don't not play the guitar anymore because you're already too old to start a career. Play your guitar because you love it. Don't not stream because after 2 years your quality standards should be higher and you should have thrice the followers. Stream because you love it. Or don't. I'm not a writer because I've written a book or two. I'm a writer because when I wake up, I dream about my characters. And when I go to sleep again, I take them with me. For the same reasons, you are who you are. Listen to the childish, naive voice because it fucking knows what you want and what you need. When you manage to wrestle down that fucking pressure, even for an dream for a bit, you'll thank yourself because that is what kindness does.